My name is Gili, I'm the editor of Joy's magazine. I wanted to tell you about some choices I've made, some good and bad choices, and maybe you can learn from them in my career as a photographer and editor of Joy's. 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Milan Fashion Week and to follow a well-known influencer, to photograph her in the shows that she was going to. I took this opportunity without thinking about it. It was an amazing opportunity to go, and I was so excited to see real fashion shows and real designers. Up to that point, I was doing mostly student works, also with Polimoda in Florence. It was mostly my friends studying fashion. I featured in Joy's magazine photos of my trips around the world. And Joy's magazine basically was a cyberspace, somewhere that I could send links to people that I met on my travels, international student I can show my work to. And yeah, mostly fun stuff from local fashion shows. Joy's magazine is an original magazine. We feature only original content. We never show press releases, lookbooks. We create the content, it's me and my team. All the photos that you will see in these presentations are done by me and my team. This is all my photos. So yeah, back to my story. I was coming to Milan. I was so excited to go and see the fashion shows. But when I arrived to Milan, I've realized that the online life that the influencer lived are very different than reality. She was focusing on mostly going to parties and enjoying the street style life of Milan Fashion Week. I felt a bit disappointment, but I felt ready to send emails to everybody that I know using the website that you've mentioned, and just sent emails to everyone. I got few appointments, and one of the appointments was in in Corso Venezia 16. It is a location of where are some of the big fashion shows in Milan were going. After the meeting, we just went downstairs, and I was... It's okay. After the show, we just walked into the fashion show. We had no invitation, no accreditation, but we just walked in. Nobody asked for our invitation. We sneaked in. This was the first main fashion show that I've photographed, and I've decided to take this opportunity and to have the taste of the real runway and the big supermodels. You cannot see these photos anywhere because, as I was not accredited to shoot that show, I've decided not to feature it online. So this is the only way you can see it. When I was back to Florence, I decided I want to legitimize my business. I could not sneak into shows anymore and post the photos on Facebook to my friends. So I did my research, and I got accredited by the National Chamber of Italian Fashion as a photojournalist. And later I got accreditation by the British Fashion Council as the editor-in-chief of Joy's magazine, and after that, the accreditation from the Fédération Française du Mode, for Joy's magazine itself. And my first season that I decided to cover London, Milan, Paris was a decision that I made because I believe that those platforms will have the best runways. They will feature the best designers, and I was so grateful for the opportunity that I got that I decided to just go. I RSVP yes to every show, and I covered more than 52 shows in that season by myself, running from one side of the city to another, basically not really choosing, just like saying yes and going and shooting in all directions, and that was the result. I was very influenced by the mainstream media, so I was just doing everything that looked good, everything that was mainstream, everything that ended up being very beautiful in the magazine. I was really enjoying the popularity that I got over social media. My Instagram page went growing really, really fast. But somewhere I felt that I was doing stuff that were very not my point of view. It was everybody else's point of view. I felt that I want to find my own voice and to just be a bit happier. I started to do a bit of backstage, and I felt that was maybe my turning point. It's from Chanel. So I made this huge choice in my career, and I decided to have a voice. I've started making my own decision from my own unique point of view. I started to choose quality over quantity and really choose designers that I really cared about, that they had emerging designers that have a vision and well-established designers that had a voice, that wanted to show something. They wanted to tell their story and have a story behind a piece of clothes. Every fabric that had a story behind it had my attention. My personal presence in the backstage, like in this one at Guapé last couture season, my presence was important to me because I could tell the real story that the designer had to tell. I wanted to hear what they have to say. I wanted to see the piece of clothes in person and to understand what they're doing. Lately, I was very inspired by a specific show manager in Paris that she was so calm and so relaxed, and she was so kind to every person in the backstage, from assistants and students and supermodels to not well-known models to all the photographers. And her calmness inspired me to have a better look at the collection and to cover it in a more deep way. Sorry. Joyce Magazine is also covering in person, in original content, Pitti Uomo Fashion Week in Florence, Ljubljana Fashion Week here, in Belgrade, where I'm flying right after this presentation, Mercedes Fashion Week in Russia, and hopefully we will expand to other smaller fashion weeks in order to find talents that you cannot find in the mainstream media, to find a way to cover them and to give them a voice and to hear their story. The choice of being less mainstream, let's call it this way, to have my voice did cost me the popular vote, obviously. I chose to have a voice even though it is not the best financial way. But I've gained audience that really care. I've gained audience that does not care about the label, they care about the story behind the label, and that's what I want to feature. I took a personal point of view, and I hope to continue this way. This is from the last Paris Fashion Week from Tom Brown. We did a cover backstage and videos that you can come to my Instagram page and have a look at the videos. I believe that when independent magazine go niche and they find their voice, the same niche brands, small brands, can team up and create something really, really special that you cannot find in mainstream media. Thank you very much.